Hi, my name is Daniel Ortega, and did you know that there's 75 million children that don't even have access to even preschool education? That's according to results and education funding. Let me start with a short quote by Confucius that fits all of this perfectly. If you think in terms of 1 year, plant a seed. If you think in terms of 10 years, plant a tree. If you think in terms of 100 years, teach the people. What Confucius meant by this is that in order to truly help and plan for people's future, you must actually teach the people, and that's the only way to make a concrete effort. When we think of impoverished children, our mind starts to think and wander. There's so many of them. What could we possibly do to help? It feels too big, too sad, and often we ignore it and try to focus on something that's in front of us. Well, let me tell you that there is a way that we could all make an impact regardless of our who you are and our financial situation. Today, I'll be introducing to y'all an organization called Pencils of Promise that can change that mindset. I'm going to start with how the Pencils of Promise was birthed and their main goals, why education is so needed in developing nations, and finally, the tremendous results that Pencils of Promise has done for us so far. Okay, so first, a man named Adam Braun decided to step up and dedicate his cause into helping children without access to education. Adam, the founder of Pencils of Promise, became passionate about the helping those in need when he visited India in 2005. Adam was shocked to see an overwhelming amount of small kids begging for food on the side of the road. After feeling helpless and the urge to help them all, he asked a small kid on the side of the road what he wanted most in the world. The little boy said a pencil. Basically, this birthed into the nonprofit organization that vowed to help build schools and establish educational programs in poverty-stricken nations. Pencils of Promise became, no, not became, believes every child should have access to quality education. The organization creates programs, schools, and global communities around the common goal of providing education for all. The charity also supports an ongoing teacher training and WASH program. The WASH program stands for Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene. This is really important in underdeveloped countries. The impact of Pencils of Promise is incredible because it provides future for those communities with a brighter one. So now I'm going to tell you about why education is so vital in these developing nations. Education has a groundbreaking effect on its communities, and lack of it is really devastating. Education should be first, it should be a human right, and everybody should be allowed to have the option to learn or not. Education is proven to improve health, reduce hunger, and stop spread of disease, and also spur economic growth. In order to assist these poverty-stricken nations and these people, we need to start with the children because that's the future of them. Education is the single most important driver to economic success. Also, education is the answer to most, if not all, hardships and the key to ending the cycle of poverty. According to the Global Partnership, if all students in low-income countries left school with basic reading skills, 171 million people would be lifted from poverty. That's ridiculous, and think about how much of an impact that would cause to the global community. If we could just help kickstart the importance and the accessibility of education in developing nations, that would be the best investment we could offer to those people and their futures. Now I'm going to tell you the incredible results that Pencils of Promise have made in less than a decade. Pencils of Promise is operating from the ground in, on the ground in Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Laos. The organization has a total of 41 projects in these three countries. Pencils of Promise has delivered over 800,000 hours of education and more than 1,200 students in their schools. Uh, but they've had like in total 30,000 students taught, and that's according to Global Giving Foundation. Also, they've constructed and funded over 300 school and literacy rates, and these communities have raised by 25% already. Not only that, but the standard of living has gone up with improvements to health and food supplies. This organization is just breaking the surface and has a huge impact that has been bettering the international community. So all in all, Pencils of Promise gives those underprivileged children an opportunity that for a quality education, which most of them would have never received in the first place. Um, The first, the thing that education, um, we all need it, and it's something that shouldn't be a privilege, and it's something we take really for granted, and most people don't have it, especially in those places. You need it more than, I guess, here. Education is the most important weapon we could use against poverty and diseases. All people should have access to it. Principal Promise is built on long-lasting programs and relationships within the communities to help it endure the stand of time. This is the first decade of the organization, and with your donation, we could help uplift those lives of thousands of people. And we are the ones who could break the cycle and make a change. All right. Thank you for all for listening.